Hi, this is David. We are continuing our series on mastering GitHub Copilot for paired programming. If you want to follow along, go to this URL, github.com/Microsoft/mastering GitHub Copilot for paired programming. I know that's a very long URL, so I will put it in the show notes so you can find it easily. I'll scroll down here to the lessons and note that we've already recorded videos for some of these lessons. I did 3 videos covering getting started with GitHub Copilot, and I did a video for integrating MCP and using GitHub Copilot with JavaScript. Today, we're going to cover using GitHub Copilot with Python. I'll click on that link, and here are the instructions. At the top, there are some information with an overview of GitHub Copilot and Python, and what this exercise is about. And then you'll notice that there are 4 sections. Section 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's quite a bit in here, so I'm going to split this up into 2 videos and cover just sections 1 and 2 in this video. To get started, you can open up a GitHub Codespaces environment by clicking this button right here. GitHub Codespaces is a virtual environment. It contains everything that you need. It's got all of the source code in the repository. It's got Visual Studio installed. Python is installed. All the VS Code extensions are installed. The GitHub Copilot is installed. All those things. I click in here and go create a new Codespaces environment if I want to. I've actually already done that, so I'm going to back up here and show you that here is my environment. There's my virtual environment running inside of a browser. You can see Visual Studio Code right here, and I can get to Copilot by using, there's a few ways to get to GitHub Copilot. One of them is with the chat. In the chat window, I can get to it from here, this icon. Open chat, it's this little window right here, or if this menu right here, I can select view chat, and that will also take me down here. And in here, I can ask questions or give create prompts and ask it to explain things about my code, things like that. I can ask that in a natural language like English, or I can use some of the built-in commands. And I can find built-in commands just by pressing slash. And you can see there's a partial list of those commands right here. And if I want more information about them, I can just say slash help. And with slash help, it gives you information about a bunch of these commands right here, more details about them. One example is if I just say slash explain right here, and here I selected asking at workspace. At workspace is an agent, kind of a user inside of the environment that understands everything about this project. And I'll say explain. It'll give you some information in a natural language like English about the project. You can see here that it's working on that. It's reading the files in the project. It's asking it, is there something specific you want to ask about? I'll just press escape there. And now it's going to look at these codes. It says something about it defines 2 endpoints, the root endpoint, the generate endpoint. It gives me information. It actually gave me information about main.py, which is the one that's open right now, and it shows the routes and the endpoints for this. Now you'll notice that I'm actually in ask mode. There are 3 modes here: ask, edit, and agent. Ask is the least powerful of the modes because all it will do is it will answer questions or maybe suggest code changes for you. It doesn't actually make any changes directly. So it's also the safest one to use. So if you want to use GitHub Copilot and you're worried about changing things, stay in ask mode until you need to bump up to edit or agent mode. We'll cover those later on. But in here, I could do some really powerful things. Like, for example, I could say, create a diagram of the workflow of the application. And then look at these things here, and it'll say, oh, okay, it starts the client browser. And if I call the user calls Git, it'll serve up a static HTML file. And then I could call post/generate and send it some JSON. It'll generate a random token for you and return some JSON that looks sort of like that. And the UI displays that token. That's really powerful. This is helpful if I want to understand a code that's been that I've inherited, someone else wrote, or if I want to provide some information to my management or my customer about the code that's being done, or I want to help explain to them, this is really powerful stuff. That is section 1, exploring the project. Let's move on to section 2. Section 2 is all about code completion, and it shows you a different way of interacting with GitHub Copilot. Rather than using this chat window, we are going to just add a comment here. So I'll go down to the bottom of the main.py, and I'll add a comment, create a pedantic model that I can use in a new route that will accept JSON with text as a key which accepts a string. You see some ghost text appears here. When I say ghost text, I mean it's just lighter than the rest of the text, and that's because it hasn't been committed to the file yet. You see there are no line numbers next to it either. When I press tab, then it'll accept all of that information right here. Now I'm going to actually delete this part because I didn't ask for it. It was anticipating what I wanted to do with this. This is actually the pedantic model. This text request, it accepts model of type string and returns a model. So that's really all I want right now is this. I'm not going to accept any more of that. I'll press escape to make that ghost text disappear, because I'm going to add another comment to the code that says, create a fast API endpoint that accepts a post request with a JSON body containing a single field called text and returns a checksum of the text. And this is the code. It was anticipating that I might want something like this. And so I had written code similar to that. I'm going to press tab and accept that. And there it is, an endpoint called /checksum. There's the function itself. There's a description of it, and it returns a checksum. Now this is pretty good, but maybe it can be improved. And there is a way to improve this. If I highlight this right here, and I'll show you another way to integrate with GitHub Copilot. I'm going to press Control-I. I'm on a Windows machine. The shortcut on a Mac is Command-I, but it brings up this little dialog here that is essentially chat in context. And in context, when I say that, it means that whatever line is selected or whatever text is highlighted, it's going to act on that. It's going to use that information to act on. So we've got something very specific to a specific bit of code. This is ideal for that. And in here, I'm just going to use one of those slash commands, /improve. Right here. Now I'm telling it to improve this. And here it looks like it changed that a little bit here. You can tell the code that gets changed. And if I like it, I can accept it. If I don't like it, I can regenerate, or I can just close it and keep what I had before. I'm going to accept it right here. It did have to go up to the top and import another library, the hash lib thing right here. And it changed that code. It made it a little bit better. But maybe I want to make it even better. And what I can do there is give it explicit instructions. If I go back into this post and highlight it, and again press Control-I, I want to act exactly on this, and I'll say, enhance the checksum endpoint to accept a hash type parameter that can be MD5 SHA1 or SHA26. Add validation to ensure the text is not empty and has a maximum length of 1,000 characters. Improve the doc string for the checksum text function with more details and examples. So I've got ideas of how it can be improved that I'm going to tell GitHub Copilot, and it will try to do those. So I'll run this. It'll come up with a suggestion. And here you can see there's an extra parameter that was added. There's more information in here, some about what it'll do. And there's some validation that it's not empty right here. Make sure that it's not empty. So it has to do that. I like all this stuff here, so I'm going to accept that. In this video, I've shown you different ways to interact with GitHub Copilot in the Ask mode with a Python application. This is David. Thank you for watching.